Hear ye, this is Lord Potato, and this is What If Boruto Was Neglected, Part 5. Yes, I think so. Wait a minute. Yes, 5. Yeah, that's what I said. Okay. This will probably be the end of this What If. Maybe I'll do Part 6, maybe not. It's a question mark here because, yeah, I want to finish the series because I want to start another What If series that's similar to this, but not really. It's another bar to What If, but this What If would contain, well, the analogy characters, but some what's it called characters from Naruto Shippuden that might contain what's it called terrorist group. But not the point. Not the point. Let me just begin into this What If and shut the fuck up. I'm not trying to give hints. I also haven't done a thumbnail for it, so yeah. But if you want to know why the reason I haven't uploaded for 2 days, for Saturday and Sunday, I was going to upload yesterday at like the middle, or not middle of the night, like at like the night. It's just I got so damn tired. I was like 3 minutes in and I just gave up. I just deleted that video, okay? So of course I didn't upload. I just deleted it. So yeah. So I haven't really uploaded for 2 or 3 days because I've been working, not on my body, mostly what's it called, like doing jobs, or yeah, mostly a job. It's heavy enough for me to do, but yeah, I just been working for the past 2 days, so I haven't have any time to upload. So yeah, so that's the reason why. If you're gonna complain. I don't give a shit. But I mean, just begin to What If and shut the fuck up. But yeah, I said at the beginning I should have shut the fuck up. I should have taken myself on no life. But not the point. Let me begin, okay? So we go into Boruto. Boruto's right now in his Kage Tower. Right now he's 13 years old, and of course he's right now thinking. Demon is still on his back, just kind of like holding on like a piggyback and all that, like a piggyback ride. Boruto, he doesn't really care if he's back, like behind him. Boruto's right now thinking. Boruto's kind of like grabbing his hair a little bit, just kind of playing with it and trying to think. He's also trying to think on how the future will become. This is where, well, Boruto then thinks about it. He then kind of touches his kind of like right eye. He knows that he hasn't trained in it a little bit. Well, he trained in it a little bit with, well, H. Brian. But himself just training on that eye, it's been a while. He hasn't even trained on it. It's been 2 years. So, of course, he's thinking, maybe I'm 13 right now. If I become 17, 18, 17? Probably 17. It makes a little bit more sense. I'll still be young in my youth. But that will contain me 4 years of training. Would that be enough for me to become stronger? I know I'm already the strongest. But going against my father, he says in such venom, and Sasuke Uchiha might be troublesome. I should get it. Besides, I need an army. I need everyone to become stronger. So 4 years to count. Then after that, might. This is where Boruto then asks Desmond, how old is his sister? This is where Desmond says that his sister, Aba, is like, I forgot. It doesn't even say in the manga or anime, so I'm gonna say she's like 13. But yeah, in this one she's 13. In the anime she probably looks like she's 17, but whatever. This is where, well, Demon says, and I'm about 8. Boruto says, 4 years training, you'd be 12. And Ava will be 17. Interesting. This is where Boruto then asks, does Ava have a limit? Or does she need to train to activate her abilities much stronger? This is where Demon says, no, not really. Interesting. What about you? Demon explains that he just needs to touch people, and any attacks that are going towards him will reflect to the person, like physical or chakra based. Both. Very overpowered. But you know what would be better? If you can attack multiple people. Touch them at once, and then when they try to attack you, you can easily knock them all out with their own attacks. So what is it? Killer intent that they need to have? Yep. So if I grab you so fast, you wouldn't be able to react? What do you mean? he's right now picked up. This is where he's like winding his eyes. Oh, interesting. Can I go back on your back? Sure, why not? This is where Boruto is right now standing up from his chair and kind of like walking around. And this is where, well, Boruto is right now 5'4". I think I mentioned that. This is where, well, Boruto is then looking, well, kind of sensing around his like whole village. Even if like he can barely like sense all the way outside near his village to the other islands, because yes, he has these other islands covered with white mist, kind of allowing no one to enter them. He knows where the Yakuza are at, the Mist Yakuza, now known as the White Death. Well, not the White Death, the White Death Yakuza, because that's what they changed their name to now. But this is where Boruto is saying, interesting, they're over there. I shouldn't bother them. No, I should tell them in 4 years. We do need more money. This is where Desmond says, so, what are you thinking? Let me tell you something, Desmond. If your sister ever asks you this question in about a couple of years, because she will ask you this question, tell her that I'm still training. I'm going to be training for 4 years. And you can actually see me, well, not clearly see me. I have a plan and why or where I'm actually going to be training. But if you see a giant, unknown structure, don't attack it. Also, if anyone tries to attack it, can you please knock them the fuck out? This is where Desmond says, sure. This is where, well, Boruto says, I just need to train. I might be already strong enough and I can defeat Ishiki, but other Otsutsuki might be annoying. And especially with Naruto and Sasuke being there. So stupid. One has the 9 toes, one has their fucking Sharingan base. It's so stupid. That's where Desmond says, that's cool. Wait, do you think I'll be able to defeat them? If you could, I would laugh. Them getting defeated by a child. I'd love to see that. But, not yet. I don't want your sister to keep hating me if you get hurt. This is where Desmond says, bro, I can barely get hurt. Yeah, and I can easily catch up to you and just like, not let you touch me. But, okay, fine. This is where Boruto says, yeah. Now, I'm going to go make the structure. And I'm going to go tell everyone in the whole village that I need to train. And I will reassure everyone's safety still being here. The white mist will not disappear. It will never disappear. It's now a part of the whole village. It's been a part of for 1 year. So why would it disappear now? This is where Desmond nodded, and this is where he said, do I need to go get Ava? Yeah, go get Ava and tell her to go warn the others. Or mostly tell the others. This is where Desmond nodded. This is where he jumps off and then he just runs off. Bart, on the other hand, starts going on. This is where Boruto, he goes to his tower and goes into a room that was created just for the Kage to kind of well, not the Kage, like a room, but this is where he makes another door in this room to kind of go into this weird cube dimension. Well, it's not a cube in the outside where it's near the tower, it's turned into a ball. But it looks like a cube for Boruto if he walks in. Boruto says, at least I have that room created. Now, I just have to train for 4 years. How much would that count? 4 years in a time chamber. This is where, well, Boruto is now thinking. This is where all the girls start running up towards, well, Boruto's room. Mostly the Hokage Tower, even the 7 swordsmen, and others. This is where, well, I call him Reggie. Yeah, Reggie. A dark skinned man with blonde hair kind of comes up to the tower also. This is where some of them got warned. And of course, Boruto's right now near the edge of, well, not the edge, kind of like a, what is those called? Not cliffhanger. What's it called? A balcony of, well, the Kage Tower. Boruto sees so many civilians, so many ninjas, so many other rogue ninjas and other things in his like village. Boruto then sees the mic being there because yes, Renji. Well, yeah, I'm calling him Renji now. Renji did kind of put the what's called mic in front of him. This is where the seven swordsmen are behind him, and even what's called Kurisuki not Samui, Kurisuki. He then says, Kurisuki, Samurai, what's it called? The other seven swordsmen, Kyoko, Junko, Aba, someone named Esdef, and of course Demon is there. Being next to his sister. This is where, Boruto looks at all of them, but this is where Boruto talks into the mic. Hello there, people of the village. This is where kind of like, speakers are kind of near the tower because Amato did put them there because yes, he kind of got told by Boruto to kind of make this preparation after they came back a week ago. This is where, Boruto explained his plan, what is going to come up in 4 years. Not really, mostly his training. This is where Boruto says that he will not be much in this village or in general in this world. He will be in a time-space continuance. If people understand, some people got confused, like civilians. Some of the ninjas were also confused. Some of the rogue ninjas were also damn confused. But of course, this is where Boruto explains that he will be trained there. In 4 years top, he will hope everyone here will be stronger. Strong enough to kind of protect this village and kill those, bigger nations. That's where even the Yakuzas, kind of hear about this. And this is where Boruto does send them a letter, but yeah. It's where, everyone kind of nodded because they now have, 4 years to train, but yeah, to become stronger. So, of course, this is where Boruto ends his speech. This is where all the girls kind of look at him and glare at him. This is where Boruto kind of just shrugs it off and says, I just have to go. Don't worry, I'll come back. You don't need to worry about me. Samurai, Kurisuki, Junko, Kyoko, Estef, and even Ava. So where, Boruto says, you don't need to worry about me. I'll be fine. So Boruto kind of says, but Kurisuki and, Samurai, you're gonna have to become the Kage again. Don't worry, I'll be back. This is where Boruto smiles, a friendly smile to them. This is where all of them, their hearts starts racing, they blush. This is where Boruto, he goes to the, room that he created, and he enters it. We go now into a 4-year time skip. Everyone is right now just kind of waiting when Boruto is going to come back. Everyone has become stronger. Renji, he is now very strong. He kind of got details before Boruto left about how he can use his lightning cloak to become much stronger than the Raikage himself. This is where, Renji kind of did extreme training. Every time that natural lightning hit him, he always just tries to just boost more of his lightning armor to become just strong enough. This is where, the others started kind of training. This is where we go into Samurai. Samurai has kind of this, white lab coat a little bit. She is kind of training under Amato because she can see technology will be very extremely helpful. This is where, she has a white coat. Underneath, her shirt is kind of purple a little bit, like a darkish purple. And of course, she has leggings that are kind of I wouldn't say sweatpants, tight leggings that are purple and other. And of course, it's where, she's wearing purple sandals, but of course, it's where, her hair is longer. It's now down to her waist. This is where she is, 5'7". She has become taller. This is where, Samurai then looks at Kurisuki next to her. Kurisuki is wearing this kind of reddish dress a little bit. It's kind of like a, not red dress, like a red shirt, kind of red leggings, similar to our Samurai. Of course, red sandals. She's wearing like a red what's it called headband, kind of not really like the what's it called Miss headband. Mostly it's just a headband, another sweat headband, because she just was working out a while ago. This is where her what's it called. She is now the height of being like 5'8", just a little bit taller than Summer. But of course, this is where she has both of her keyboard blades behind her, and of course, this is where she was kind of sweating. She has a towel on her, so just cooling off. This is where the others kind of came in. This is where Ava has become taller also. I don't really know how tall she was in original canon, so I'm gonna say that she became 5'9". Of course, this is where her moon eyes were kind of just looking around. Her hair was kind of near her waist also. She's kind of wearing what's called this kind of white long sleeve shirt mostly. Of course, she's wearing kind of like bluish shorts, yeah, like original canon, okay? And of course, she's wearing kind of like shoes, whatever. This is where, Estef was the next one to be, and this is where, Estef and Junko are kind of 5'8.5". Yeah, they kind of became that height. Of course, this is where Estef wears kind of this, like, this kind of battle armor, somewhat. It's not really battle armor. She just wears kind of like a uniform, like a military uniform a little bit. She then has what's called like pants, white pants, kind of leggings, but yeah. Of course, this is where she just needs to move freely, but yeah. Of course, she has a sword behind her, but yeah. Well, mostly not behind her, near her waist, but yeah. This is where her hair is kind of like near her waist also. This is where Junko's hair is not really near her waist, kind of near her like, what's called elbow, but yeah. Of course, this is where, she does have her two kind of ponytails, and of course, this is where, she's just wearing what's called this black kind of coat and all that, with what's called black pants, and of course, what's called, she's just kind of smiling. This is where Kyoko, she's kind of wearing like a purple coat. Her hair it kind of became to her like waist side also. This is where, she is wearing all that. This is where she's wearing what's called purple pants, and of course even like black shoes. But yeah, this is where all of them are talking, saying, "When the hell do you think Boruto will come?" This is where Ava kind of looks at Demon. Demon tried to hide a lot of things, but this is where he got it from his sister. So of course his sister says he might be coming up later. Don't know when. Seems that Boruto was also kind of suspicious if I use my abilities on my little brothers. Damn it. He's so secretive half the damn time. Ava gets angry. This is where, Sumire says, yeah, that's just Boruto for you. God damn it. This is where something happens. There's the little orb that kind of changed from being near the room of the tower to being on top of the tower. Entirely, like on the peak and all that. Because, yeah, I'm going to say it's the peak. This is where, it's just kind of moved there, like, slowly over time. It's been 4 years here, but for Boruto, it's been over, it's been over 1460 years that Boruto has been in that time chamber. Boruto would have been that old, but of course, his kind of blessing of his eye, mostly his cursive eye, kind of kept him alive. Of course, he really doesn't need to eat or sleep neither, but of course, this is where the ball starts cracking. This black and whitish ball that's on top of the tower starts cracking. This is where, it starts kind of breaking and breaking slowly until it fully explodes and something comes out of it. Multiple things comes out of it. It's where, one person opened his eyes right now, showing his, how should you say, his, what's it called, his pure eye and his white pure eye. This is where, he closes it and disappears. This is where everyone is confused and right now freaking out. What is that giant thing that's right now flying ahead of them? And right now another thing. This is where they both landed. Those things just kind of appear from that dome. And of course, this is where the first thing that people see is a dragon. A dragon with purple eyes, slicked, and right now roaring. This is where the other creature was some kind of skeleton being with 3 heads exactly. This is where, it was also kind of making this noise that was actually kind of terrifying for some people. And this is where another kind of being appears in the water, kind of swimming. This grayish kind of, it looked like to be some kind of pufferfish. But of course, it seems to just swim deeper and deeper, meeting the three tails, because the three tails wasn't really still into anyone. But yeah, of course, this being was much bigger than the three tails. It's where, well, the dragon was really big, and also the other thing was really big. No one know what was they, but they all just got on guard. It's where Boruto, well, not Boruto, Sumare, Kurisuke, and almost everyone else kind of ran outside. Renji appears getting ready to fight these things. And of course, the Seven Swordsmen appears just kind of getting ready, asking Kurisuke if we should fight them. This is where Kurisuke says, they're not attacking. Should we, Sumare? Sumare says, probably. This is where, well, something happens. Someone walks in between the two beings. And the two beings kind of bow down. Like the three skeleton figure kind of bow down as three skeletons. This is where the dragon also bowed down. The person that was right now in between those two beings was none other than a blonde-haired man. Very long blonde hair kind of near his kind of like neck. Of course, it's pretty long. This is where, well, his kind of like bluish, dark blue eyes kind of glittering in the kind of sunlight. And of course, this is where, well, he looks to become taller. He is now, well, 6'4". This is where, well, Bart sighs and says, all of you calm down. With this nice, gentle, calming voice that everyone calms down, even Renji. He didn't actually know who this person was. This is where, well, someone was confused and right now looking around trying to see who this person is. This is where Barto appears right in front of her. This is where Barto, he smiles. This is where, well, somebody widened her eyes and now took a good look at who this was. This is Boruto. Boruto has become way taller than her. And this is where somebody widened her eyes. Boruto, he is very muscular, but at the same time, he's like Din. Think of it like Gojo. So yeah, he's kind of Gojo's kind of height and size mostly, but yeah. This is where, well, Boruto says, hey, Samurai, it's been a while. You became adorable. This is where Boruto sat down her like neck. This is where Samurai goes like flustered really bad. She just becomes like very dark purple because what the hell, Boruto wasn't like this like 4 years ago. This is where Boruto smiles. This is where Boruto went up to every other girl and kind of did the same. This is where all of them got flustered. This is where, well, Demon still jumped on Boruto's back because he wants another piggyback, right? Boruto laughs and says, hey, Demon. This is where Demon says, yo, so, have you done what I told you about? Train and kind of become stronger? Hell yeah. This is where Boruto says, good. I just wanted to know if you actually did it. This is where, well, Demon says, of course, I'm not going to let Big Bro down. This is where, well, Ava didn't expect Demon to actually call Boruto Big Bro. But of course, Demon kind of took a liking to Boruto because of his personality and just chilling half the damn time, being really chill. But yeah, Boruto then smiles and says, good. I hope you are actually strong enough to be able to defeat a bunch of people. Now, this is where, well, Demon says, of course, I'm not going to lose any time. Cocky. Of course I'm cocky, because I'm strong. I might not be even listening to you anytime soon. Oh, really? Yeah. White lightning shock. Ow! What the hell? See, I told you. This is where Desmond goes, damn it! I wasn't ready there. I guess you can just tell the ninjas that you weren't ready either. Desmond kind of says, fine, whatever. This is where, well, Boruto goes to his Kage tower. Of course, he grabs the Kage hat away from, well, Kurisuke and says, you look adorable with it, but it might look better on me. This is where Kurisuke widens her eyes and goes really flustered. This is where Boruto says, let's go. This man kind of just, like right now on Boruto's back, because Boruto doesn't really mind Desmond kind of being under, but yeah. This is where, well, Boruto, he gets to the Kage tower, and of course he looks at all the paper that was still there. There's a lot because Kurisuke didn't want to like deal with all of it half the damn time. She even asked Gamora or the others to kind of help her, but there was too damn much. So of course, yeah. So well, Boruto, he finished the paperwork in an instant. Like he just like appeared once into the tower and of course cleared it out so instantly. He just finished it all up in an instant. Desmond didn't even know what to happen, but Boruto made 2 clones to kind of finish it for him. But these clones were visible to the naked eye. No one could really see it, unless you had some kind of special dojutsu like the running Sharingan. These are Boruto's Limbo clones, similar towards Madara's clones that he made. Limbo clones like he was fighting against Sasuke and Naruto and what's called Shippuden. But this is like Boruto made about 5 of them. He can easily make them pretty easily without going any hand size or anything. He just uses pure eye to make them. This is where, well, these clones are way stronger than what to call, the Sage 6 Path, Madara. Well, mostly Jubi Madara. This is where, Boruto says, interesting. I'm done with it so instantly. This is where, Desmond wiped his eyes. Didn't even know what happened. Like, they just walked in and all the paperwork is gone. Like, huh? Not even Ava was able to kind of finish in, a couple of hours like Boruto did. Or not even hours, like seconds. This is where Boruto smiles and says, you can now let go of me. Desmond says, fine. This is where Desmond jumps off, and this is where Boruto sits on his chair, and this is where everyone kind of walks in. This is where, all of them are confused and how strong is Boruto and how fast he is. Boruto smiles at them with his nice, gentle smile. This is where, Renji, who is still there, says, so, since you're back, are we going to go attack the Cloud Village? What about the Sand Village? Ooh, are we finally going to attack the Fire Village? Of course. But I have a better plan. How about we start a war with all of them? This is where Renji says, do you think we'd be having enough? I'm not doubting on your skills, Boruto-sama, but do you think it's very wise enough to attack them now, when we don't even have an army? That's where Boruto smiles and says, look again outside. You might think that those 2 beings, or should I say 3 beings, are out there. That dragon-looking like thing, the skeleton thing, and also that fish thing. Those things are mostly my plan. Now, you see here, I haven't even been lacking in 14,000 years. I've been training, or 1400. I've been training, so I'll be fine. Don't worry. This world will definitely fall down towards its knees. Don't worry about it, Renji. And all of you, don't let me worry. But, Desmond, did you kind of got the information from the Yakuza? This is where Desmond says, yeah, here. This is where Boruto grabbed the paper, and this is where he planned this out for a while ago. He heard about the tuning temp and how they were going to come in 4 years. Boruto said, I see, so they're starting. And I kind of overdid it myself. I should have came out 1455 years ago. That meaning I should have came out somewhere near, about somewhere in 4 years and a half or something. I fucked that up. Well, that's kind of messing me up. Well, I messed up there. I'm an idiot. Well, not the point. Boruto says, well, not like a year and a half or anything, like 5 days ago. That's where Boruto says, the finals now. Well, I now know what I'm gonna be doing. That's where Renji says, what are you going to do? I'm going to start a war with them. And I'm going to show them that they are nothing to me. Don't worry. I want you all to be prepared and also talk to the entities. Because yes, they can understand your language. I train them to kind of understand it. They will go back into their world and talk to their own species. So, they will help us in this war. This is where Kusuke and somebody say, wait, before you go towards the, whatever tuning exam or whatever bullshit they said, can we talk a little bit? This is where all the other girls kind of nodded their head. That's why Boruto says, sure. Besides, I do need sleep before going towards them. It's gonna start tomorrow anyway, the final tuning exam. This is where, well, they all bring him towards, well, the room, and Boruto says, so, what do you want to talk about? This is where all of them said, well, not really talk. Their faces were kind of red and becoming more red. Mostly somebody's face was becoming purple. This is where, well, they said, mostly kind of sleep with you. This is where Boruto says, what, you want to just kind of snuggle with me? This is where all of them nodded. This is where Boruto says, sure, I don't mind. This is where all of them kind of just sleep next to Boruto, and Boruto's hair might have been extremely long, but of course it didn't really hurt anyone's face. They really didn't mind. Of course, this is where Boruto's like taller than all of them, but Boruto doesn't mind sleeping. This is where he really hasn't slept for about 1460 years. This is where Boruto is just the first time kind of going to sleep. Of course. Oh, just kidding. But really, this is where Boruto wakes up the next day, and that's where all of them are already up and kind of getting ready. This is where, well, Boruto, he is kind of just thinking what to do next. This is where Boruto says, well, it's time to go. Boruto gets on his kind of black cloak because he's wearing, let me mention this, Boruto's wearing a black cloak. And of course, this is where it's kind of like, not black cloak, it's like a scientist coat, but instead of being white, it's black. Boruto also wears a black shirt underneath it, and this is where he's wearing black pants. This is where Boruto also wears black shoes, and this is where Boruto's getting ready. This is where Boruto puts the hat back on Kurisuki, or even Desmond, because he then puts on Desmond says, become Kage Tower, become Kage leader. This is where Desmond, shaked his head and kind of puts on his sister and kind of runs off. This is where he was a betrayer. This is where Boruto chuckles and says, well, I gotta be going, girls. This is where all of them say, really? Now? But you haven't eaten. Don't worry. I'll be fine. Bye. Ching. Boruto disappears in white lightning. He's just like all of them widen their eyes. The speed and just technique that Boruto did was just amazing to them. They didn't expect Boruto to be this strong. This is where Boruto appears on top of like the, well, not Kage Tower, mostly on top of the, well, arena entirely. This is where a bunch of like old friends that he kind of saw fight. And Boruto is kind of watching this, and Boruto doesn't know when to attack. He just decides to watch for a while. This is where Kawaki managed to win, and of course he does have this tire sweat against Hinawari, when Hinawari kind of just hugs her older brother and says, good job, big bro. This is where Kawaki smiles and says, of course, I'm gonna win. Kawaki is now kind of older than Boruto, he's 19, and Hinawari is actually, well, 15, but yeah. This is where, well, Kawaki has now become a Chunin ninja. This is where all of his friends kind of agree with that, but yeah. Well, not Chunin, mostly Jonin. This is where, well, everyone kind of agree with that, but yeah. This is where the, well, three Utsuzukis up here started attacking. Yes, Momoshiki, Kimishiki, and Urashiki decided to attack on this year. Because they didn't attack, like, what's it called, like, 5 years ago. Because the Chunin Exam wasn't whole at that time. But yeah. Of course, this is where Kimishiki does, like, crack the ground. And this is where Naruto does kind of use the Naruto, well, not Naruto cloak, the Kurama cloak to kind of cover up his two children from getting hurt. This is where Sasuke also kind of appears. And this is where Boruto, he laughs. This is interesting indeed. Three other Uzuzukis, because he knows that other one is kind of invisible. This is where Boruto says, whatever, my time to shine. Boruto jumps off. He does kind of like, okay, this is how he jumps off. Think of it like an Assassin's Creed, or they do that jump of fate, or like, whatever, that jump of like, what's called, like fate, so they aren't gonna get hurt and all that. Boruto jumps off like that, like has both of his arms to the side of him, doing a cross and jumping down, or mostly letting his feet kind of go down. And this is where Boruto, he then crashes on the ground. His legs are still perfectly fine, they didn't break or anything, because Boruto's body is extremely hard. No one can really be able to pierce his skin. But, not the point. This is where Boruto, he appears right in front of Naruto. Well, not Naruto, mostly sitting there. This is where Naruto and Sasuke are confused, and even the Utsuzukis are confused. This is where Boruto says, this is interesting. Can't believe there's be more Utsuzukis. Then again, you Utsuzukis are like some kind of parasite half the damn time. Always draining up planets, destroying them, destroying planets, whatever. I don't really care about it. Kimishiki says, "Well, dude, this is where Boruto appears, kicking him right in the what's it called, chin, sending his ass back up into space in an instant." Boruto says, "Pathetic. Don't you mind saying, Momoshiki Utsutsuki?" This is where Momoshiki winds his eyes and narrow it really bad. This is where Boruto ignores him and goes up to the Kurama kind of head. This is where Sasuke's kind of worried. He's saying, "What is this guy?" Boruto says, "Ah, hello there, Father Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze." This is where Himawari's confused, and this is where Kawaki's confused. Another child? Wait, no. Wait a minute. They all think about it. Boruto? This is where Boruto says, "My name is Boruto H. Bryan, and I will destroy this village, including every four great nation. I will destroy all villages that oppose me. I declare war on all four great nations. San." He says, sand, fire. Well, not sand, fire. He says, wind, fire, cloud, and even, not cloud, lightning, and even stone. I declare war on all of you four. I will destroy any smaller nation aligns with you." Boruto smiling with this evil ass grin. This is where, Boruto is laughing, and of course he's not showing his other right eye, he's just showing his dark blue eye. This is where Naruto says, "What is the meaning of this, Boruto?" "Oh, I'm sorry, Father. Do you think that the Mist Village will help you kind of defeat me?" This is where, when Naruto says, "Of course they will. Chojuro would. Chojuro is dead. I killed him a while ago. Do you think that white mist wasn't there to stop you or the Uchiha over there from entering my village? Of course it was there to stop you two. Idiots. Idiots indeed." This is where Naruto winds his eyes. "Chojuro's dead?" This is where he says, "What did you do to Mei? What did you do to Chojuro?" This is where Boruto says, "I killed him. Didn't you hear me? I also killed someone named Kaikiri. Well, that wasn't really me. That was one of my subordinates. But don't worry about it, Father. You don't really need to worry about it." This is where, Naruto says, "Why you?" This is where Boruto says, "What? Are you going to get out of the cloak and let me kill your two other children?" That would be a stupid idea, Father." This is where Naruto kind of grumbles. But this is where Sasuke sees Sakura on the stand, and Sakura, she's right now her eyes are kind of afraid. She sees Boruto, the person that, she kind of bullied when they were younger. And of course, thanks to kind of Kawaki and a bunch of Boruto's old friends and even classmates are kind of scared. They didn't expect Boruto just to kick an Utsutsuki straight to the sky. Boruto didn't even care about the Utsutsuki. The Utsutsuki was right now crashing on the moon. He is right now knocked the fuck out. He is gone. He is asleep. This man went to sleep. He took a nap real fast. I'm just bullying him, but yeah. Other than that, Boruto is just smiling with an evil ass grin. That's where Sasuke says, whatever. He kind of just rushes at Boruto with his sword and starts trying to cut him. Now I should mention one thing. Boruto does have a sword behind him. This is where Boruto pulls that out. This is a Diamond Reaper. That's what Boruto has. This is where Boruto starts kind of clanging and clashing with Sasuke's kind of attacks. Of course, Sasuke only has one arm, like a original cannon. And of course, this is where Boruto's using one arm to kind of just clash with Sasuke's kind of attack. Sasuke threw his sword, Boruto caught it. This is where Sasuke does a Chidori and does kind of make the what's it called, well, the sword and Chidori like switch places. Boruto holding lightning, straight up lightning. Boruto, what he does is throw it back at, well, Sasuke. Sasuke widened his eyes and wasn't expecting the lightning just to come back to him. Boruto says, that's fucked up for you dodging your own lightning. What, were you expecting me to get electricity fight? Let me help you with that. But, instead I shouldn't help you. Instead I should kill you. Susanoo! This is where Susanoo appears. A white Susanoo appears right now trying to cut at Sasuke. Sasuke makes his own Susanoo, and it's only what's called the skeleton version. And of course he managed to block it. But of course the Susanoo arm of the skeleton is kind of breaking from the blade of the Susanoo that Boruto has. Boruto's smiling with his evil-ass grin. This is where Sasuke didn't expect the Susanoo to come out of nowhere from Boruto. He doesn't have the Sharingan, but what he sees is kind of shocking. This is when Momoshiki widened his eyes. It was Shiki. They didn't expect the eye, the pure eye, the Jogan appear on Boruto's left eye. This is where Boruto's laughing with this evil expression. This is where Boruto says, "Oh, do you think I wasn't going to be able to summon Susanoo? But that's too fucking bad for you because I'm gonna kill you, fucking Uchiha." This is where Sarori, she sees the Susanoo. It's bigger than her father's. Even in its skeleton version, they pull out a sword that almost cuts. Was kind of breaking through the Susanoo that Sasuke has. The purple Susanoo's breaking. This is where Naruto wasn't expecting that. This is where Naruto then told Kawaki and Hinawari to kind of leave. This is where Kawaki says, "No, I can still fight." This is where Naruto says, "I told you to go now." This is something that Boruto kind of had, like the what's it called, the cloak. Well, mostly the skeleton version disappears and all that. And this is where Sasuke's Susanoo still cracks and all that. But this is where he wanted his eyes. This is where Boruto appears, sending a very powerful kick in, well, a kind of kick that was bone breaking into, well, Naruto's kind of stomach, breaking through the Kurama avatar, the head of it. This is where Boruto smashes through it and smashes Naruto out of it, smashing into a wall. This is where Naruto's down for the count a little bit. He's trying not to close his eyes. This is where Hinawari and Kawaki appear. Kawaki starts trying to punch at Boruto. Boruto says, "Pathetic. You know, I know that you're still somewhat Utsutsuki. Hey, you Utsutsuki, don't you want to get that divine tree and kind of get the absorbing this planet? You should probably sacrifice this guy. I did kick the shit out of your other Utsutsuki, and you can't use him to kind of sacrifice him. But this guy's an Utsutsuki. You see here, he was a vessel of Ishiki." That's where Momoshiki widened his eyes. He didn't expect a human to know about Ishiki, especially knowing about the Karma Seal, because Boruto just showed him the Karma Seal, that he had a white Karma Seal. Because, well, Momoshiki is confused with this planet. This planet just confused the fuck out of him now. Boruto then says, whatever. Boruto then kicks Kawaki straight to Momoshiki. Momoshiki grabbed him from the neck. This is where Momoshiki says, "Are you sure he's even a Utsutsuki?" "Oh, you don't really need to trust me. Besides, that's just extra chakra if you don't trust me." I guess you're right. But why help us? We're here to destroy the planet. Because you're gonna need all the chakra you need to even defeat me. Boruto smiles with this evil-ass grin. This is where Hinawari says, "No, I won't let you." This is where she starts trying to use the gentle fist on Boruto and then attack Momoshiki because Boruto is right now in front of her. This is where she's trying to attack. This is where Sasuke, he's kind of panting right now because the Susanoo almost did break. Meaning if the Susanoo would have broke, he would have lost an extreme amount of chakra. This is where, well, Boruto's dodging the attacks. Satoru was about to jump off, but this is where Sasuke stopped her and says, "No, stop. Damn it. Hinata says, I understand." This is where Hiyashi was about to jump off to kind of save his, well, granddaughter, until Boruto just smashes a kick into Hinawari. But before letting Hinawari kind of smash through the wall, Boruto grabbed her from the hand, making her kind of stay right in front of Boruto. This is where Hinawari was kind of panting. That kick was kind of breaking her bones. Boruto says, "Oh, I'm not gonna let you go of you, sis. I'm gonna enjoy killing you, making you suffer." This is where Kawaki says, "Stop, Boruto. You don't need to do this." This is where, well, Kawaki is right now scared to lose his kind of kind sister because it was his fault that he made Boruto kind of be neglected. It was his fault that he made Boruto become this. He then realized it now. It was all his fault. That's where Boruto says, "Oh, you think it's your fault?" It probably is your fault, but I don't care. I will still go on with this plan. I will destroy all four great nations. Don't worry about it, not little, older brother. This is where Kawaki was about to, well, not Kawaki, Hinawari is trying to get back up, and this is where she sends a gentle fist strike towards Boruto's heart. Boruto, on the other hand, looked at her and says, "You done?" This is where Hinawari says, "I hit you in the heart." "Why?" This is where Boruto says, "You..." "Sorry, I don't have a normal heart. I became a monster like 7 years ago. 7 years ago. You think I'll ever be able to enjoy life? No, I became a monster a while ago. Let me show you my palm strike. Palm strike, lightning jabs. Well, not lightning, what's it called?" He says, "Oh, let me show you my gentle fist. Gentle fist, lightning jabs, white lightning jabs." Boruto lets go of both Hinawari's hands, but this is where multiple jabs appear in Hinawari, like multiple holes started appearing. This is where, well, she just dies. She falls down and bleeds a lot. That's where Boruto is laughing with this evil grin. This is where, well, Boruto then looks at Kawaki. Kawaki's just distraught, broken. He wasn't expecting that. Naruto woke up to the worst sight, seeing his princess dead. Sasuke managed to kind of look up and sees that they are no match for Boruto. Urashiki then threw his fishing rod straight towards Boruto. Boruto grabbed it, pulled him in, and cut his head clean off. This saw Momoshiki widen his eyes. Urashiki got taken out. Kimishiki got thrown to the moon. Of course, he's just okay. He's not fully dead, but Urashiki's dead. Boruto says, "Oh, was that one of your friends? Interesting. Probably use him as a chakra now. Fruits." This is where Momoshiki's angry. He didn't really care about Urashiki that much, but he's angry how this human is humiliating him. It's showing him pity. This is where he is angry. It absorbs Urashiki's fruit. And this is where he turned into a fruit and eat him. But yeah, this is where, well, he's angry. He transforms into this being, much more powerful than not original canon. He then kind of like asked Kimishiki to appear. This is where Kimishiki managed to appear unconsciously, transform into a fruit, and this is where, well, Momoshiki eats him and becomes this much stronger being than original canon. Rushes at Boruto with this blinding speed that both Naruto or Sasuke couldn't compete. This is where Momoshiki started just throwing haymakers. Well, not haymakers. Haymakers at will. Boruto was blocking all of them with just one finger. Da 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 da. This is where, well, Momoshiki says, "Don't look down on me." This is where, well, he makes a white blast in his mouth and then sends it straight towards Boruto. Boruto cuts it clean by just doing a karate chop. Boruto still has the sword on his back because he did put it against when he was fighting against Sasuke. But this is where Kawaki widened his eyes. He didn't expect to lose the only person that was kind of nice to him. Then again, his family was nice. But he then sees Boruto just fighting against the Uzutsuki like it's nothing. This is where the Uzutsuki's speed is so much faster than any of the other Kages. Kurisuki, no, not Kurisuki, what's it called? Is it Kurisuki? Well, the Stone Ninja Kage, what's it called? I think it was Amoe? No, not Amoe. It was, I forgot who was what's it called, right, Kage, and also Gaara was there. They couldn't react fast enough. And this is where, well, they just see, what's it called, the Uzutsuki appear next to them. And this is where Boruto is also next to them. And this is where Boruto smiles. And the Uzutsuki makes a blast, about to blow up the hole. the whole what's it called Kage booth. This is where all of them jumped out of it, and this is where they almost got affected. This is where the Stone Kage was actually the most affected. She's really hurt. Boruto appears saying, "Hello, die." Boruto stabs her through the heart and rips it out. This is where a guard tries to make a sand barrier and tries to crush Boruto, but Boruto dodges and laughing. This is where Suzuki is rushing at Boruto with blinding speed, trying to take him out. Boruto is just dodging left to the right to the side. Boruto is not even minding this shit. This is where Suzuki says, "Die!" He then makes a giant ball in the air. This giant, it looks like to be a giant black blast, and he just sends a strike to Boruto. Boruto, what he does is make a small white ball. Well, not white ball, a small black ball. And this is where he just tosses it straight towards the, giant ball that's coming towards him. The black ball absorbs the thing in an instant, sucks it in, and disappears. This is where Boruto says, "Oh, you think that wasn't something I wasn't going to expect you to do?" The ability that I used was called Black Hole. A small black hole, but of course, still enough to destroy your, what's it called, pathetic blast. This is where Momoshiki's angry and rushes towards Boruto with blinding speed, sending a punch straight towards Boruto's face, smashing it into Boruto. But Boruto didn't even budge, he didn't even move back. Boruto looked up and said, "Was that all you had?" Momoshiki widened his eyes. He didn't expect Boruto to just take that punch like a beast. Now I should mention how Momoshiki looks like. Momoshiki kind of does look like an original canon, how he does transform and all that kind of dark skin around him, but yeah. But of course his eyes are kind of, instead of being, his like eye that's golden on top, it's actually red with golden rings. The same with his other eyes are on his like palm. This is where one of them is kind of blue, but yeah. Of course his Byakugan is golden with what's it called, kind of having a little bit white in it, but yeah. This is where, he's kind of trying to fight against, Boruto. Now, Momoshiki in this form is stronger than both Naruto and Sasuke combined. They wouldn't be able to keep up with his speed. But of course, Boruto, who just doesn't seem to care, Boruto just says, "You done?" Boruto grabs Momoshiki from the hand and starts tightening it so tight that Momoshiki's screaming out in pain. He wasn't expecting this pain to just surge through him. Boruto wasn't just crushing Momoshiki's hand, but adding small fragments of white lightning to his body. Boruto says, "You're done, aren't you?" Boruto goes through hand signs so fast that no one saw this. White lightning murder. Boom! He blows up Momoshiki in an instant. With just white lightning through his body, exploded him. Charting him. Mostly like turning him to black. Just killing him in an instant. Also did explode, but yeah. Having flown what's called charred skin, but yeah. So where Boruto laughed and says, "Not even gods can take me out." Who do you think you'll be able to take out, father? Naruto is angry. Boruto says, "You really going to take me out? Then fine. Take me on the war if you can." Boruto disappears, but Boruto appears, saying a lightning axe kick straight towards Boruto's back, smashing him to the ground. This is where Naruto didn't expect Boruto to strike him down, to think he still has this much power. Boruto has just been playing around. His right eye has been cracked a little bit, tiny bit. Does Sasuke even notice? But this is where he's too tired still. Sasuke appears, making a portal to kind of push Naruto in and try to fight against Boruto on his own. But Boruto just smashes and kicking him to the side and smashing into the wall. Sakura got free from her mother and started trying to fight against Boruto. This is where she just saw someone die. She unlocked the MS. This is where she says, "You bastard!" Boruto says, "You're still ugly as ever, Sakura." Boruto, he sees the Susanoo that's pinkish red trying to attack him. Boruto, what he does is a white lightning piercing shot. This is where Boruto, he puts out his finger and white lightning appears, shooting through the Susanoo, hitting Sakura near one of her organs. It wasn't her heart, but Boruto just wanted to make Sasuke feel pain. If Naruto's feeling pain, Kawaki's feeling pain, everyone's feeling pain for Hinawari's death. Sado just falls down. She can't use Susanoo now. She's too, like, there's too much lightning in her body right now. The shock, the pain, the everything. It's right now just number her body. That's why Boruto is pathetic. Now listen to me all. I will come back with an army and kill you all. You will all die. Boruto disappears in an instant with just white lightning appearing around him and just disappearing into these white balls. But of course, is where he just disappears in an instant. So where, well, Boruto appears in the mist village and says, well, it seems that we're going to start a war now. Now, all of you be prepared to fight in this war. Everyone says, yeah! All the dragons that are right now on the sky, because yes, there's multiple dragons and multiple entity creatures that are kind of big. And of course, it's like, they're Endermen, actually. They have purple eyes and they're Endermen. This is where some of them are different, some of them have armor and all that. But of course, they're all kind of screaming out their sound, their Enderman sound and all that. Also, there's wither skeletons and other undead things in this army. But this is the end for part 5. Part 6 is going to definitely be the end. I tried to end in this one, but I can't because I'm going to have to go somewhere. Yes, I just realized I'm going to have to go somewhere and, well, my battery's about to die. So, good night, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato seed, potato, and bye.